All right, I'm headed to the Sphere and I'm going to check out the sound system for Dead and Company.
All right, let's go ahead and check this out. I hear there's almost 300 hollow plot speakers inside of that big ball. And this is something I don't do very often, where I actually stand in line and pay to go to a show. This should be fun. When was the last time you went to a gig and they were showing off the sound system in the lobby of the venue as you walked in? Let's take a look at the speakers. The one on the left has a subwoofer in it, and the other one has just the low and high drivers. They're both full range enclosures, and here we can see the arrangement of the one that does not have the sub in there, and they're both self-powered with loads of drivers. I did another video on the Sphere that you could check out where you can hear a demo of the sound system and its capabilities. As you walk into the venue for Dead and Company, this is what you see, and it's amazing because you can't tell the difference between what's in the video screen and what you're seeing through the video screen. Most of this, if not all of it, is a video of what the venue may look like behind the video screens. Our seats were under the balcony, and here's speakers pointed at us from under the balcony, as well as speakers pointed at the backs of the people in front of the balcony, as you can see there. And then there's rear fill speakers under the balcony as well. And here's a look at the stage before the show starts as they're tuning the instruments and getting ready. One thing that became quite apparent right away was the intensity and quality of the video and the way it just brought realism. This is a cool shot. And look, hey, there's Portola Festival at Pier 80 in San Francisco. Having seats under the balcony kind of takes away that huge globe inside of the Sphere feel, and you're looking at like a giant screen behind a band. Building the wall of sound and seeing this image was really cool, and how they built that up. They can do some pretty amazing things visually, and overall my experience was that it was a visual extravaganza that also happened to have sound with a band playing. While the audio was powerful, it wasn't crisp and dynamic. It didn't hit you. It had this kind of home hi-fi-ish sound, at least under the balcony. So let's head up to the upper levels and see what we can hear and see up there. Check out this view. I mean, we're looking down, and it really is all about the screen, and there's also a band on a platform down there. And if we zoom out a little bit, you can get another viewpoint on that. All these perspectives are interesting because it's hard to capture that. Looking behind, there are speakers in the rear of the Sphere in a part that does not have video screen. And we can see the blocks of 4 as well as blocks of 8. So what we got, 4 times 5, 20 plus 6 times 8, 48. 68 speakers behind. Just about every surface in the Sphere that isn't a video screen had this soundproofing material on it, which is a combination of absorption and reflection with this random or somewhat random pattern. And the metal parts appear to be aluminum. I tapped it and it sounded like aluminum is reflective. And then the holes or slots in between let sound through, and there's a damping material behind it. And this was extremely effective. Walking into the hallway to enter the Sphere, you could hear the sound just suck out. Check out this zoomed out view just to give you an idea of the magnitude of the experience and how big things are and how far away you are. I never made it down to the floor, but being up in the upper balconies was truly an amazing visual experience, but not in a rock concert kind of way. It was a visual experience that also had sound. It was like wearing 3D goggles or going to an immersive movie and watching and there was a soundtrack playing that had a band that was live, maybe like an orchestra playing to a movie or something. Seeing the old venues was exciting, and probably one of the highlights for me was to check out these different places the Dead had played in the past, and to see them go from kind of the stylistic presentation to actually being inside of Cornell University. Look at that roof and look at how this feels. It has merged into one. And not only visually are we inside the venue, but acoustically they've added this ambiance to make it sound like you're in there as well. And so it kind of brings it together. And this, I thought, was done well and not distracting. There were some other aspects where they had a satellite go by that made a huge rumbling sound. And that was kind of took you away from the show, as well as other effects where they show off the sound system and visuals and kind of take you away from actually watching the band. As we step into Red Rocks here. From a sound perspective, I mean, this is a video show. It really is all about video. And the sound system, very distributed. It's coming from different places, and they do have a lot of control, but when they use that control, it kind of takes you away from the focus on what's going on. It takes you kind of like, oh wait, they're doing something with the sound here. So I found it kind of a really odd scenario that I wouldn't say is unenjoyable. It was very interesting and wonderful and beautiful to watch. And much of this is about perspective and where you're sitting and how much you're looking at. And looking at the LEDs on the outside of the sphere, we can see that they're quite large until you get far away and you look at it from another perspective. And those hockey puck-sized LED pods turn into a fluid and high-resolution image as you increase the distance. It really had that kind of movie theater sound to it and not the rock show sound. I kind of expected to be more impressed by what is the most expensive sound system in the world, I believe. But hey, it was a fun adventure, and thank you.